Awesome. Um, Oop, what? Skipped frames. Well, don't do that. Okay. Should be good now. Welcome back, class. Where do I left off? Oh, I forgot. Why am I playing? Oh, I was testing something. Okay. Me escape out of third person mode. What we were doing in the last video would have been starting to build this little sound trigger with meta sounds. So I might as well get cracking. I'm going to click it and might as well do it from scratch. So I'll open up my concert drawer and I'll just recreate it from scratch. Move my headset controllers out of the way. Don't you vibrate at me, controller. Okay, so if I right click and go to blueprint class, all it is a basic actor. So I'll call this BP, excuse me, sound trigger 02. And I'll do this for the VR headset because it's on my head. And just setting up its visual component, I'll give it a cube. I will unlock its scale. I'll scale it down on the Z to be 0.1, maybe 0.5, just so it's flat. And just because I didn't like the white in the level, I just made a material that is just black, which is right here. And all it is just a constant vector 3 into the base color. I didn't even care about metallic, specular, or roughness, just because it was a night scene. I wanted to make it a bit darker. That should be good enough. And then we'll add a box collision. I've never used box fall off. I wonder what that does. I might try to look it up later. Let's see. So I just want this to cover the cube platform. It can be paired underneath. That's fine. So I'm just going to click R on my keyboard to go into scale mode, and I can make this slightly bigger than the platform. It's just so you know, if I walk on this cube, something should happen because I'm inside the box trigger. And with that, I'll compile it, and then select having the box collision selected, I'll scroll down to where I can see the events and click on component begin overlap. And this will create our overlap trigger. Simple thing that, you know, you probably do a lot if you do game development. It's a simple trigger. So because I'm doing this in the headset, I'll drag off my other actor and I will cast to my VR pawn, which is what the VR template gives us. It'll connect it up, and that's all good. Again, if you were doing this in like your third person controller, you could cast to BP third person character, or if you're doing it in first person, you would cast to BP first person character, or whatever your character is called. I'll just leave it there because it's not hurting anything. And what we're going to do next is, I think what I had first is that I would spawn a widget class, send that into the VR template, and then have the VR template take over from there. So I'm also do that. So if I cast a successful, which, you know, means that I'm the VR pawn walking into the space, I can create widget. And this is for like the little camera flash component. If you just want to play this out, you don't have to do this, but it's really quick and really easy. So I'm just going to do it anyway. It's looking for a class, and I already made one. It's called UI Flash. And so I would just set this because I know it works, but I'll just make this as well. It's right here. But if I right click, go down to user interface, look for widget blueprint, user widget. I'm going to call this UI Flash 02. Going to double click it. And this is just really quick because I wanted to add, some more functionality to show you guys just some cool stuff that you can do with sound to kind of do, some fun little gameplay mechanics. So I'm getting a canvas just so I can put my widget in it. And under that, I will put a border. And I will scale this border using this, I'm not really sure what it's called. These are anchor points. I'm just anchoring it, I guess, to the, it's anchoring, but I guess I'm scaling it to the width of the canvas. So if I just set my offsets back to 0, I now have the width of the canvas. I will go to brush color and I will make this a softer yellow. Look like a nice little beige or tan. Just so when I flash the player, I'm not blinding them. Okay, and with that selected, I'm going to click on border. I'm going to click on animation down here. I'm going to add an animation. I'm going to call this flash. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to click the add over here to add my border. I'm going to click on this little plus sign. I know it's a lot of adding. And we're going to look for render opacity because that's what we're just editing. So at the first part of this animation, render opacity is going to be full. So it's at 1, about 0.5 seconds in. I think this is in seconds at the moment. I will switch this to 0. Wait, how does the camera flash work? That's not how camera flash work. I think I got this backwards. At the beginning, no flash. Then ramp up the flash. Hold the flash for. That's fine. A few, not a few seconds, but just a short amount of time, and then turn flash off. And if I scrub back to the beginning, hit play, there we go. A nice soft flash. Okay, with that done, I can compile. I can go to graph. I can find my flash, which is right here. I can drag it in. Oh, whoop. Drag it in. Jesus, give me my flash. Get flash. And then I can do play animation, which we will play on event construct, which I believe is when this UI gets created. It'll play forward. This is fine. So whenever we create this UI, it'll play the flash automatically. So now we're back in the sound trigger. I will give my class UI flash O2. Compile. Nice. Okay, and that's just nothing to do with MetaSound. It's just a nice little thing, a nice little gameplay mechanic that we can do. You walk into a thing, it looks like you're getting a photo taken of you, kind of like a surveillance kind of game thing. Okay, after that, what we're gonna do is actually make the MetaSound. So I'm gonna open up my content drawer. I made a folder for this just so I can have them in here, and I have one that says MS Camera Snap. I'll open it up. And it's fairly simple. What we're going to do is we're going to create this, and all it is a wave player that takes a wave asset. So a wave file is a type of audio file. Outputs the mono, and that's it. Not even stereo. It's just mono audio. I guess we could make this more spatialized, but you're getting your photo taken, so it wouldn't really matter if it's spatialized audio or not. You would probably hear it close by if you're seeing the flash. So that's fine. Either way, it's simple to create a MetaSound. If I right click in my MetaSound folder, look under audio, look for MetaSound source. You could do a sound cue or just give it a wave, but sound cues I think are being deprecated. So MetaSounds is the new way of doing things. I'll call this MetaSound MS Camera Snap O2. It'll create one. I'll double click it, and this will open up a blank MetaSound. So we can do a lot of things in it. I've used MetaSounds a little bit, but not that much to know things off the top of my head. But I know if I type in wave player, we have mono, stereo, quad, 5.1, 7.1. I think this is like for like a Adobe surround sound or something. I'll do mono for now, and I can show you stereo in the next one. And what we're going to do is that this is like, I guess, our on start kind of, or our event begin play. We can add multiple inputs to do different things. Like if I wanted to add a external command for stopping the audio, I could add one and somehow call this in my blueprints. I've done it before, but I can't think about how to do it now. But we're going to connect this to play. So when like we call this, it's just going to play automatically. I'll connect finished into on finished, just so it tells the meta sound, you know, you're done, and you can kill yourself to free up memory. I'll connect out mono to out mono. And then for our wave asset, I like promoting this to a graph variable. You don't have to. But like if I want to access this in a blueprint, I like to have the variables there. I'll click on it. I'll look for the default value, and I think if I just type in camera shutter. Nice. I'll add it, and this is what it's playing. So now if I hit the play button up here, our meta sound is all connected. So that's all you have to do to set up a basic meta sound. Very, very minimal. What we're going to do now is that I'm going to drag off of this, and I'm going to type in play sound 2D. So this is not playing a spatialized sound. It's just playing, you know, a sound just in, not in the world. It's playing it like a diegetic sound, I think some people would call it. And we can give it the sound that we want. I'll promote this to a variable. And I can give this either a sound cue, a wave file, or a meta sound. We can see the different ones. The purple ones are waves, the blue ones are sound cues. And if I scroll down all the way to the bottom, nope. I'll just type in MS for meta sound. There we go. And I'll give it my camera snap 02. Cool beans. And if we were just doing like the third person one, this is all we would have to do. Besides add this to viewport. I got time. I can do this real quick. If I go to my VR template, blueprints, look for my VR pawn, which is here. I've already created a little function. It's handle set widget, which is how we're putting the camera, like the little flash in front of the VR headset. If I go to my viewport, normally you just have, you know, this. What I added is this little widget. Oop, let me click on you. This little widget container right here, which if I scroll down, I can actually set it in here, but I want it by the event plays when we create the widget, so we can't set this here. But if you want to check to make sure it's working, you can look for your UI flash, and you can see this is what like is responding in. But we don't want this to spawn right now. We just want the widget thing to be here. So you can go to add and type in widget and create a widget, and then just parent it under your head mounted display mesh. And then in your event graph, if you right click, you can create a custom event, which is what this is. I just labeled it this, handle set widget. I promoted this, let's see, gave this a input of a user widget. That's why this is here. Promoted that to a variable. And then I dragged this in here to call the function set widget, so we can set the widget with what we created, which is the UI flash, which we're funneling in through our box trigger, which I haven't done yet. I'll drag off my VR pawn and type in handle set widget. There we go. I think I just passed it in here. Beautiful. Now this will play the little thing and spawn the sound. And then the only other thing we're doing is that we're just removing it after 0.5 seconds. But cool beans. That's it. I will play this in the next video because I'm running out of time, and I will see you guys very shortly.